Okay, this one, I mean, the first thing you've got to do is be able to look at their picture and come up with what are the points that you're going to be using. Like in the example that we did, we were given the points that we were going to use, that we were going to subtract to find component forms of vectors. This one, the information's in there, but you needed to figure out, you know, what would have been all of these points. The A vector, because it started 115 below, not the A vector, the A point. It was 115 below the origin. That makes it 0, 0, negative 115, right? The B point was 70 in the Y direction, but it was on the Y-axis, so it's 0, 70, and 0. The C was negative 60 and 0, 0. And the D was 45 in the X direction, negative 65 in the Y direction. Okay. Now remember, we are looking for, we know that there is a weight that's pulling down. And in metric terms, it's in newtons, right? So it's 500 newtons pulling straight down. That is a vector. I'll use the same notation we did in our example, U, V, Z, and W. So the W vector is pulling down, so it's 0, 0, negative 500. Right? Now, these here, it's kind of like this problem when we had the 24 and the 60. Those distances on there were not telling us anything about the magnitude. And when we do the subtraction for these vectors, that's not telling us anything about the magnitude. That's just telling us the direction. Right? What we need to do is turn this into the U vector, which is pulling from point A to point B, by making it the magnitude of U times a unit vector in the same direction. Right? And the unit vector would be AB divided by the magnitude of AB. So first you need to find what is AB. Okay, well, that's where you do the subtraction. So you subtract 0 minus 0 is 0. 70 minus 0, 70. All right, 0 minus negative 115 is positive 115. Right, so you go through that for all three of these vectors, and you should have gotten that, and that. Right? What's that? Here? Okay, let's check it out. So you're starting this point minus this point, negative 65 minus 0. Okay, remember it's terminal point minus initial point. Okay, now every one of those, right, this AB had to be divided by the magnitude, which is it's the square root of this squared plus this squared. I just turned it into a decimal, I got 134.6. Right? Then this one had to be divided by its magnitude, which was 129.7. And this one had to be divided by its magnitude of 139.6, which gives us 1, 2, 3. Those are all unit vectors in the direction that these are pulling. Right? Now, what we don't know, just like in the example we did, was we don't know the magnitude of U or V or Z. That's what we've got to calculate.